It's really Maharaj called him at 6, even before, little 5 minutes before 6, I called him.
So he was, we were together in the bathroom normally.
Okay.
Anybody knows something about Nanda Gopal?
I just called him also, and I request him if he can come.
He was sleeping.
I called him before Gaudiya. I entered in the room and Devi was asking, come.
Before Gopal.
Gaudiya, please come for program. He said yes, yes, I come. And he not came, and now I went again and I called him, come. He went to take shower, I saw.
There's no difference. With or without Java. It is more important to hear Krishna Mahamantra, Narikata, than shower.
Het is meer dat je daarover gaat.
Once in the month.
In Sweden there are
You can surrender now.
Not need to see him, just feel presence.
Only presence.
we read the Srila Prabhupada. The devotee's vision, is there more to their mentality we should maintain? Srila Prabhupada says, is there more to the mentality we should maintain? It is not good translation, perhaps. It means, is there something more than just to maintain our mentality? Or is there something more than this?
I think the answer will make the question clear.
We should treat those relatives. A verse to Sri Chaitanya. We should treat those relatives, a verse to Sri Chaitanya, as strangers. We have to give up bad association and take advantage of good association. Unless we associate with saints, we cannot give up bad association. We should understand that those who are averse to indifferent doubts or envious of Sri Chaitanya Dev's devotees are enemies of Chaitanya. Only those who spend their time discussing Krishna Katha are devotees. Those who, instead of discussing Krishna Katha, spend their time discussing worldly topics and the philosophy of impersonalism are non-devotees and sinful. The material world is meant for our enjoyment, and that we are the enjoyer. is a mundane conception. Actually, the material world is Jagannatha's residence. Who is the Lord of the universe? We become fortunate when we go to Bhaja, if we accept our spiritual master, who is an eternal perfected associate of Krishna. To be a Vrajavasi, our duty is simply to approach and follow an eternal perfected personality, accepting him as a guru. That will give us the shelter of Braja. If instead we become independent, try to see things through sense perception, we will prolong our material existence and never reach Braja. Try your best to sincerely worship Hari. You will not live long, but are bound to leave this world. Engage in the Lord's service under Guru's guidance. When your serving propensity becomes strong, nothing will distract you from that. Our perfection lies in desiring the dust from the lotus feet of the Guru, who is a staunch follower of Sri Rupa. By paying close attention to the pleasure of Guru and Gauranga, we will not be ruined by the desire for sense gratification. We must live simply to worship Hari. Do not give up Hari Bhajan simply because you see obstacles or dangers on the devotional path. Every day the same. Boring now. By thinking like this, you're not realizing that we do every day the materialists outside, they do every day the same. They read the same newspaper, the same news, death, old age, fight, war, and enjoy. The same conception we must remember as we remember this mundane conception when we are living in the external world. They are always preaching. Go on, enjoy. In the same way, we have to focus to do Hari Bhajan and to make ourselves devotees by the mercy of associating with pure souls, with Mahaprabhu. Then we will experience Braja, the real Braja. To go to Braja does not mean that we are in Vrindavan. We have to understand. If one can understand this, then he has done a big step towards Krishna. On the other side, you may stay wherever, and you can be always in Vrindavan. Like they say, and Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta also, and they say, don't go away from Puri, from the holy town now. You are sick, you may leave this world, But he insisted, I want to go to Kolkata. My service is there. He never leaves. Swami Maharaj. Also, if you once have been in Vrindavan, in the real Vrindavan, you will never leave it. Wherever you may be, your external body, because then we have understood properly. Krishna is not only in Vrindavan. Could you accept this? Krishna is sitting so close to us, sitting in the heart of every living being. He is, wherever there is pure devotee, there is Krishna. So what do you want? Krishna is always performing his pastimes according to the taste or the mood one devotee has. He will never be separated. This was me attracting much. I was not very interested to go on parikram. I went many years, every year, Kartik month, to associate with devotees and with Gurudev. But I was absolutely not enthusiastic to go on parikram. So I wanted to always stay with Guru Maharaj. And he was so merciful. Few times we went out to parikram with Gurudev, and he always invited me, you come with us. And sometimes we went to, what was his name? Sheshashaya, where Krishna performed the pastimes as Shesha in a small lake. Very beautiful. So he just sitting there. Guru Maharaj was sitting in the temple. The temple was closed, but he was sitting. But Madhava Maharaj was out in this village, very small village, and he collected chapati and some rice and some food. And he came back with full bag. And then we took prasad there, Guru Maharaj. We were going to the lake. It was full of snakes. Shisha, Naga, Shisha, Shaya, it was called this place, very beautiful.
Where is
It is quite on the border of direction to Delhi, but still in Vrindavan. And very close is a very confidential place of Radharani. After this, we went there. And there was only a few houses in a small lake in the temple. Very simple. It was Radharani's place. I forgot the pastimes who were performed there. And I was talking to all a few devotees. We were only a few devotees, but Madhava Maharaj and a few. So they went there, and I was looking to Guru Maharaj. I went out, what should I do? Go with them. Then they say, you go, you see. He showed me this is a very confidential place. I have never been before there. But it's not the external. It is we have to get the eyes, after that we have to see with the eyes of pure devotee. Because the pastimes still going on in Vrindavan, but they are hidden to us. They are moving on the external plane. Sorry, I don't know why I'm speaking this. Somebody asked a question.
I was asked where is situated this Shai,
Ah.
this place.
Yes. Now everything changed there. I know not even the city wall goes up to this place. It is still there, but it looks completely different. 20 years ago, it was different. What does a devotee understand to be true? Actual devotees do not become disturbed in any situation. Whether it is happy or full of distress. So devotee does not become disturbed by any situation. Whether it is happy or full of distress, convenient or inconvenient. Rather, they always engage in the Lord's service with body, mind, and speech. Devotees are firmly established in the principle of serving the Lord. They think, I am the Lord's servant. Serving Him is my life and soul. Apart from service, everything is material existence or death. So devotees are by nature inclined to serve the Lord. They cannot remain without service. Only service-inclined devotees are able to serve the object of their service. The object of service, the servant, and the service are soon with the same thread. Means so, with the same thread. It has to be together. So everything should be service, whatever we do. Everything should be done for the pleasure of the Lord, for the pleasure of one eternal associate of the Lord. Then the object of service, the servant and the service it is the same. They are together. So what is a real disciple? One whose life and soul is his guru, whose ideal is his spiritual master, whose aim is to serve his spiritual master, and who is more partial to his spiritual master, even though he has equal love and devotion for Krishna, is an actual disciple. Real disciples are not weak. They are strong, upheld by spiritual master's mercy. Their strength and hope are the service and mercy of their spiritual master. So real disciples never transgress their guru's order, even when their life is at stake. Because disciples follow the guru's order as their life and soul. They are qualified to receive their spiritual master's mercy. Is on this thing a question or something clear? What should a disciple's mentality be? Our object of hearing should be glorification of the spiritual master. We must humbly follow the spiritual master's orders without any reservation. For this we should gladly accept any necessary inconvenience. This is how a disciple thinks. The spiritual master glorifies the absolute truth. A disciple must hear his words attentively and then apply them in his own life. And what is the conception of the devotees? Devotees consider all objects to be ingredients of the Lord's service. If we see things with a service attitude rather than a spirit of enjoyment, then everything is worshipable. If there's a gap in our hearing, chanting, or remembering the Lord, then it will be swallowed by the idea that we are the enjoyer. If we become absorbed in gossip, we will lose the opportunity to associate with sadhus. Therefore, lose the serving mentality. So hearing and chanting about Hari is both sadhana, the process of attaining the goal of life, and satya, the ultimate goal. By good fortune we have received a human body. By good fortune and the grace of Guru and Krishna, we have been given an opportunity to serve the Supreme Lord. So if our mind is wandering outside, we cannot hear this, we cannot understand it. In the same way, when we are not focusing on Krishna, Harikatha, Gurus, all the time, we will not understand what is spiritual life. If we waste our time in idle talk, then we are misusing the gift. It is our duty to always discuss Harikatha and to cultivate Krishna consciousness. By doing so, we can become the Lord's devotees, become free of the material concept of life and attain perpetual happiness. So according to our Vaishnava's transcendental vision, the Lord is eternally present in water as well as on earth. He is present in each and every atom. The Lord is situated everywhere as the Supersoul. But He does not come under the pure view of those non-devotees who are attached to wealth, women, and fame. Such people do not believe in the Vaishnava's conviction. But Lord Nrsimhadev, who proved his devotees' words true, proved that the Supreme Lord is everywhere by appearing from a stone pillar. Sri Nrsimhadev destroys impediments on the path of Bhakti. Any question? The next chapter is about devotion or service. Otherwise we can close at least only 10 minutes too late.
This Amrit can be translated like immortal or
Amrit?
Both.
like nectar and also like immortal. This instruction of Srila Prabhupada,
Truth is truth. It's the same.
all eternity will be present.
We have to understand now is another time. We have to change, we want to change now everything. But birth, disease, old age, and death is still the same.
But the things have already changed. No need that we change anything. It's changing. It's not like 200 years before, 100 years before.
No, but it is the same thing.
The truth is always truth.
You see, they want to eat, they want to have sex life, they want family, they want the same desires there. Just now they think, I have a handy they had not 50 or 30 years ago. Or 30 years?
30 years
Was not? What a wonderful time. You got only information what things that happen in your present. Nowadays we are completely contaminated by so much lusty desires, enjoyment. How can you enjoy all this, what they offer to us? If you want to enjoy these things and then you see other things, well, you also enjoyable, how can you enjoy? You cannot enjoy anything of this. This was one reason why I want to get out of these things. I thought my life, what chance I do have, what should I study, what is possible, what can I, and then I came to the conclusion, actually if I want, I can become the president of the country. If I put my whole energy into these things. Everything was open. But you can only do one thing. If you want to be president and you want to be I don't know, director or some doctor or whatever. If you want all in the same time, you get nothing. Otherwise, you have to come again and again. But they do not understand this concept. What the devotee wants, he has only his focus, one thing. How can I please my Gurudev? How can I serve him? How can I please? How can I serve my Gauranga Nitai? When I look and always see prasadam.
Prasadam means mercy. Wonderful. That makes me prasadam to
He's a good soul now. He is giving nice donation to Deborah. Now you can eat half a year, no, 10 months.
500 kilo rice we have.
Radha Govinda. Krishna. We have not served Krishna now. We are not so fortunate. We have not satisfied Guru. We are satisfying our senses, our so-called, and we, outside we write off service, it is service. But inside it is the spirit of enjoyment. Parishta. And we can close here. No question. We have 50 minutes later, only 50. Jai Srila Gurudev Nitya Leela Vishtam Vishwapad Varnanda Acharya Stadasya Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Srila Gurudev Nitya Leela Vishtam Vishwapad Varnanda Acharya Stadasya Srimad Bhakti Vaidhav Gurudev Maharaj Ki